wasn't like shocked by it. Isn't that horrible?
No, I wasn't shocked by it either. I was really like, it's very traumatizing, like especially the article. It's a New York Times article, isn't it, that was written about it. When you read it, it's terrible. But then what's extraordinary is Miriam's book takes that story and turns it into sort of a fable, and Sarah kind of lent on that even more. Like, even though it is inspired by real events, it is very much a kind of story and a sort of parable and the journey that these women go on. The script, I felt, was like nothing else I'd ever read, in the sense that it was a story from beginning to end. There wasn't a lot of kind of separate scenes with stage direction. It wasn't filled out like a lot of movies is, where it basically tells you what to think and feel when you read it. There was so much space in it felt, but also there was a lot of dialogue. And I even said to Sarah, I said, this reads to me like a play. And she's really brave, I think, that she basically knew that you couldn't take the theoretical argument and also the personal argument of these women, like the conversation that they're having. You couldn't try and strip it back and make it just visual. It wouldn't work.
She really put so much time and energy into like who was not just in that hayloft in terms of the actors, but like every crew member, every head of department. Like she cultivated like such a group of people that made it possible for us to make this thing in a certain way that I hadn't worked with a female director in a long time. I think it had been like 10 years or something, and it was interesting, like just the subtle difference in energy. That was the best costume fitting I've ever had in my life.
You
actually.
Had a fancy one. You had
espadrilles. No, yes.
I was the most fashionable
But I've never had a costume fitting in my life where I didn't go to it and then like go home and like hate myself or cry or just be like, just leave angry and quiet. Like it was I would like I was like, yeah, it was so
easy,
liberating to have.
Keisha was amazing.
Just like a uniform. We all had the same thing. We weren't supposed to look particularly attractive, and it was just like, this is what I'm wearing, and that's it. I loved it.
Do you remember, like, on our first week, it was like thunder and lightning, and we were in the studio where you could hear like the hail on the roof, and we were like, how are we going to film with
corrugated iron roof?
Yeah. It wasn't a proper sound stage. It was in like a stadium, so when it rained, and you could hear it everywhere.
I thought it was kind of interesting that, like, we couldn't get out of there, like, for weeks. We had nothing but to kind of shuffle
tried to break out
into the attic, talk for like non-stop. There was no getting away from like the conversation we had to have.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, life imitated art.
Yeah,
I felt.